Sir Jim Kirchdorfer, another member of the prestigious Key Club. Mr. Kirchdorfer, how long have you known my mother and father?
Oh, it seems like I've known them forever. I've known your dad for, I guess 4 or 5 years before they got married, and your mother from just about when they met.
Okay. Is there anything you could tell us that we could keep on record for us and our grandchildren?
Well, I think you should pay your debt. Always pay your bills.
Okay, thanks. Is there anything you could tell us about my mother and father that we really should not know about them?
That you should not know?
We should not know about them.
Well, I really don't know anything that you shouldn't know about them. They were pretty straight people.
Well, if you're a member of the Key Club, you have to know at least 1 or 2 things about them. At least my father you have to know something about.
Oh, well, we kept things pretty straight in the Key Club. I don't know what people have told you, but you have a different conception of the Key Club. It was a pretty straight organization.
Pretty straight up, righteous young men.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, always doing charity work and everything, I assume?
Did all that.
Okay, great. Is there anything you could tell us that help us enjoy this occasion a little more?
Well, there's a couple little stories that did happen. On your mother and dad's wedding day, it seems that your mother seemed to want to enjoy a different party other than the reception. And so she went with a fellow by the name of Jim Lang and myself, and we went over to Indiana and had another little party. We brought her back. She had a good time. Of course, we had a little problem getting from the reception over to Indiana. We got a little thirsty. So we stopped by several bars along the way, and your mother was very anxious to go in and have a drink and visit a little bit, and she just wasn't in any hurry.
Like
She was just very congenial and just looking for a good time. In fact, really, we offered her a chance to sit down. She got to sit down in the car, and when she went into the bar, she got to sit down. And they kept her on her feet at the reception, and she really wanted to sit down.
Yeah.
She was getting tired, so she kind of welcomed somebody to kind of help her out.
Okay. Is there any advice you could give the couple on their 25th wedding anniversary?
Well, we'll get to the advice in a minute, but there's another little story, too.
Okay.
That we had a little bit of problem, or they had a little problem when they went on their honeymoon, that they seemed to run out of money. And I recall that, after they were on the road maybe 2 or 3 days, that I got a collect phone call. and they wanted me to wire them some money.
Yeah.
So, being a nice friend, and of course knowing them, they're straight, upright people, that, they take care of their obligations and everything like that. I thought that I would wire them some money. And so when I went down to the Western Union, they asked me, says, is there a question, and we need a question that we can ask the person you're wiring money to, so we know that it's the right person.
Okay.
So I had several little weird thoughts of a question that I could ask them, but thought that, well, we'd really want to complicate things, so I asked them something kind of simple, like, I don't know where I worked or what street I worked on or something like that. Your dad had a little trouble with the answer, but he finally talked the guy into letting him have the money. And then they came back in, I don't know, 5 or 6 days or a week or something like that. And in a few days they came around and paid off the debt, but he still has never paid for the phone call.
Does that story have anything to do with about your advice of paying the bills and paying off your debts?
Oh yeah, everything just comes around.
Is there any advice, back to the advice, is there anything you could tell them that would help them to go another 25 years?
Oh, I don't know if there's anything that I can help them, because they've just done everything that they haven't told everybody about and haven't told you all, so I think that they got all the right track themselves.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kirchdorfer.